Have you ever felt like you have a connection with certain animal species, one that fascinated and captivated you your entire life? To the ancestors of ancient Mayans, Aztecs, Incas, and Toltecs, such animal was called the Nahual, a word that through linguistic modifications along many years have meant many things, but its primary meaning was the one who changes. The idea was that each person has their guardian spirit which takes the form of an animal. And if one was of keen enough intuition and talent for hidden arts, one could learn to telepathically communicate with the members of this animal species. After such feat have been accomplished, one could then expand their abilities to learn to telepathically see what their spirit animal sees and see through the eyes of nearby passing member of said species. When they start to see through the eyes of their animals and are confident enough, they try to influence the behavior of the animals they have linked with, going as far as manipulating the natural instincts of these animals to do whatever such person desires. Most do not go past that stage, but the few who dare to do so, try to increase their affinity with their animal totem spirit guide and in conjunction with already existing link to the minds and energy of the animal in question, use their willpower and energy to transform into the member of their guardian's species. What I have just described to you are the 3 stages of becoming a Nahual, as related by a guest of Paco Aria's YouTube podcast, who shared his personal experiences and knowledge gathered through generations anonymously. That person claims that people who learn how to become the animal they have soul link with comes with significant side effects, like the mentality of a person can be overshadowed by animals' instincts and they can become unstable and unpredictable, often locking themselves up in seclusion to not accidentally hurt those they love. Anyways, what he describes sounds like it's some form of telepathic clairvoyance on the early stages. I assume one must meditate on their spirit animal daily and have some physical representative of said species around. If this animal is a wild one, like a puma, or wolf, or endangered one like a bat, but native to your region, take time to spend in the places where these animals can be naturally found in your area and just connect to them at a safe distance. If your spirit animal is an exotic animal that does not live in your region, try visiting your local zoos and see if they have a specimen there. Clear your mind and try to empty it of all thoughts and feelings, then visualize some kind of link between your brain, mind or third eye and the same area on the body of the animal you seek a bond with. Try to replicate the energy sensations you feel while connecting to said animal, literally trying to feel it as if you and it were one and the same. Practice every day or every other day for as long as you feel is enough. I'd say spend at least 15 minutes daily at such activity. After a while of such training, you should be able to sense the things that are in the animal's surroundings. Perhaps you'll start hear sounds that come from their den, nest or enclosure, feel the sense around with the intensity the animal perceives them, and eventually your mental image will start overlapping with the image of what the animal you connect to sees. Introduce yourself to it, let your energy be non-threatening and with each passing time more and more alike to the energy of the animal you reach out to. It is long and hard process and it will take days, weeks if not months or years of training, but you should finally be able to clearly see what the animal you link with sees, much like the wargs from Game of Thrones. As you experience being in the head of that animal, try to feel its weight on you, how its legs, wings or paws move and hit the ground as they walk, how do they move their head and spine as they look around. Feel all of it. When the mental image and sensations become vivid and crystal clear and your third eye can see everything the animal sees, in your head you hear what they hear and so on, it's time to move on to the more advanced territory. Try to deepen that connection even more. Make your brainwaves overlap with the brainwaves of the animal you link with, let them attune to each other and flow with the same intensity. You may know when it works, when you start to feel thoughts that are not your own, but would be expected of the wild animal you seek to influence. When you feel your mental waves connected enough, try to coerce that animal to do something. Like jump from one branch to the other, groom itself or let out a territorial call. Something it normally does and it's natural for them. Eventually, after a few months of such training, Try to influence that animal's behavior so it's not that obvious and they normally wouldn't do something that goes against their instinct, like approach closer to you, sit on your arm or lie next to you. Keep it safe though, and keep in mind it's still a wild and unpredictable animal and you need to exercise caution doing it. You have that link established, but keep in mind it can be broken at any point without you knowing it, and you don't want a wild boar, or wolf, or dog, to charge at you. When you connect to that animal, you should soon learn that they have a particular vibration, an energy signature individual for them and for all members of its species. Try to remember the feelings in your physical and energetic bodies. When you connected with that animal, what did their energy felt like? Back at your home or in your free time, try to replicate the same energy inside you. Try to summon the vibrations you felt during your training and let them course through your body. In my previous video about Taoist reflection ritual, I've mentioned that in order to become certain life form and to mimic it, you'd need to attune to its energy vibration and make them your own for the duration of the exercise. Try to do the same here. No reflection, no altar, just you and your inner feelings. Then, visualize this vibration changing the size and shape of your body. Feel the mighty call of that animal leaving your throat. Instead of human speech, feel your hands and feet becoming its 4 or more limbs. Feel your skin changing texture, growing fur, scales, or feathers all over. Feel yourself becoming that animal and fusing their natural instincts with your own feelings, but try to not lose your mental capacity as you do so. Again, practice back and forth for at least 15 minutes a day, wherever you feel you have energy to do so. Visualize your ears picking up more sounds, your nose smelling more than it did before, your eyes becoming very sharp and far-seeing. Engage all that comes to your mind, try to really become that animal. Knowing its anatomy in detail may help. If despite all of the above exercises, you still feel like you're not advancing, perhaps you need more than just your own inner power to transform. If that's the case, another YouTuber, caller Sir Pedro, a self-proclaimed healer, claims to know a ritual on how to transform. This man mixes traditional ways with modern Catholic rituals and thinking, and therefore may not be the best source of information at how his ancestors did it thousands of years back, but it's all we have. This man claims that the Nahuales, as he knows them to be, give themselves in mind, body and soul to evil, and they reject their empathy and humanity completely. These practitioners of black magic will only be able to turn at nighttime, as the powers they collaborate with are the most potent when the sun is down, hence why they should transform back to their human forms before the dawn, or else they risk being stuck in animal form forever, or worse, dying upon being hit by the sun. To accomplish Nahualism this way, as Sir Pedro claims, a devotion to dark entity is needed. My guess is that what he calls devil may in fact be an ancient deity called Black Tezcatlipoca, an old Mayan and Aztec god of darkness, night, magic, sorcery and, yes, shape-shifting. If that's the case, it would make sense why the Nahuales following this tradition are unable to transform in daytime, nor can they walk freely in animal form during daylight. It has nothing to do with Satan and demons, it's just the nature of this particular deity they worship. Tezcatlipoca is a powerful and feared deity among ancient Aztecs and modern researchers of their faith alike. He was associated with night sky, hurricanes, wars and conflicts, as well as witchcraft and scrying. He himself possessed a black obsidian stone mirror he used to scry, see present, past and future events and spy on others. He could also transform himself into a black jaguar, and like fox spirits from my previous video, he could teach the ability of transformation upon his dedicated followers. He was depicted with black skin, black mirror, or sometimes a venomous snake in place of his right foot. His face was painted in horizontal black and yellow stripes, wears headdress of eagle or hair and feathers, sometimes adorned with knives and blades in between them, a nose ring and a round disc made of abalone shell. The latter disc was also worn by his priests and worshippers as a sign of devotion. Both the deity and his followers were said to wear this particular disc on their chest pectoral. Additionally, in his jaguar form, Tezcatlipoca was known as Tepeolot, literally mountain heart, suggesting that aside from storms and night, he also ruled, or guided, over desolate mountains. He was a warrior god, and precious gold and jade adorned not only his rich and large jewelry, but also his shield, his obsidian spears and the armor he wore. That said, we may have better idea as to who the unnamed devil Sir Pedro talks about can be. Allegedly, the ritual involves whole day fasting, only to start the ritual at 15 minutes to midnight in a desolate place. The practitioner should go on empty stomach before attending the ritual space. The ritual itself can be done at any night of any month, but if one wants it to really boost power and work wonders, one should choose first Friday of the month of March of any given year. The first Friday gives off Catholic vibes, as if the ritual was there to twist the original ceremony of dedication to the heart of Jesus. But why March? I have no idea. I doubt ancient Aztecs cared about Christian holidays, so I think this is more modern version. Some internet websites claim that March is the month of spiritual growth in Catholic tradition. It never was viewed as such at my home. What I believe Sir Pedro wants to say is that day the unholy powers may be at their peak, which means that the sorcerer who would want to contact such powers may have a boost that day, who knows. Anyways, an altar needs to be risen. The altar should have offerings, black candles and all of that, possibly might face north too, as it's the direction associated with Tezcatlipoca, but he doesn't go into such details. A sorcerer should have at hand a bag of ashes, like from burning fireplace, or incense or whatever ash you can think of, I guess, as well as a lime fruit and 10 little black candles at hand. In front of the altar, one needs to draw a large pentagram with lime juice. The pentagram should be large enough so one can stand in the middle. Traditionally, pentagram was a protective symbol, carrying the 5 elements of nature to protect the sorcerer. Of course, as Christianization came into the area, it started associating the pentagram with evil and malefic witchcraft. It's kind of hard to be sure what Sir Pedro wanted to convey at this step. Is the pentagram for protection against evil forces, or is it there to summon them? Who knows? Inside the pentagram, the ashes from bag need to be spilled, right in the center. Then, one must use the same ash to draw 5 smaller pentagrams inside the extremities of the big pentagram. Again, we see an allusion to the 5 elements: air, water, earth, fire and spirit. Then, the black candles. 5 of them should be placed inside the arms of the biggest pentagram and 5 of them should be placed outside at its extremities. Of course, they should be placed in such a way they do not break the continuity of the lines of the pentagrams, neither the big lime one, nor the smaller ash ones. As the clock hits 15 minutes to midnight, one then should undress, completely naked, and stand inside the big pentagram where the remaining ash is spilled. Then, a prayer to the devil or Tezcatlipoca needs to be performed. Which prayer it must be? Sadly, I cannot tell you this, cause I do not know. Sir Pedro deliberately omits this detail, so that no one will try this out. Though I have searched far and wide, the incantation that is meant to be spoken here is being only mentioned, and never given out to the public. If the spirit summoned by the practitioner is indeed Tezcatlipoca and not a Christian idea of evil spirit, there are numerous invocations to this deity that survive to this day. The following is a devotion prayer that is meant to consecrate and initiate oneself to the Tezcatlipoca. I am the instrument of Tezcatlipoca. I am the magician of the Black Mirror. Tezcatlipoca is before me, behind me, to my right, to my left. He is within me. I am the mirror that reflects his power. I am the serpent that bites at his command. I am the warrior who fights in his name. I am the priest who offers him blood. Tezcatlipoca, Lord of the Night, protector of the people, I am yours. Obviously, visualize as you invoke, or there wouldn't be much results to the invocation. In Codex Borgia we have another invocation to this dark Aztec deity that sounds as if it was there to build more power. Here is it. I am the one who brings the dawn, the Lord of the eastern sky. I am the one who banishes the darkness, the master of the sacred fire. By the power of my name, I banish all evil spirits from this place. By the power of my name, I command all evil influences to depart from this place and return to the underworld. By the power of my name, I bind and banish all dark forces from this place. I am the serpent that bites at the command of the gods. I am the warrior who fights in the name of the sun. I am the priest who offers blood to the gods. Tezcatlipoca, Lord of the Night, I invoke your power to banish all evil from this place. So be it. But as I said, the incantations Sir Pedro has in mind have never been shared publicly, not even on the most obscure occult forums, or it has ever been. I have been unable to get my hands on it. The prayer should be said until the 15 minutes past and the clock hits midnight. Then the practitioner kneels in the ash and awaits the transformation to start. The transformation process will be gruesome though. Your body will have to be consciously rejected by you, and the beastly entity growing inside you needs to get rid of it to emerge. Your skin will rip, your muscles will tear, your bones will break, all of the good old body horror stuff from nightmares. You will leave these bodily leftovers behind as you venture out into the darkness, and be alert, so that none can touch or destroy your body parts, nor your ritual space. Unless you want to die at sunrise, that is. To transform back, one would just need to return to the ritual space, get into the pentagram, and the fragmented body will be instinctually reassembled by the powers within you. I think I'd rather stick to the slow affinity building that will one day allow your body to morph without all of this gruesome bloody mess that doesn't even guarantee you will come back home alive. But that's just me. There are accounts of the future Nahual to be must kill the animal they wish to turn into with their bare hands, then drink its blood and eat its flesh for the amount of many weeks of preparation, then roll on the ground 3 times and they will be transformed into that animal, or they'd need to jump 13 times backwards, then say some unknown incantation no one heard about, then roll on the ground and it will make them transform. I don't know, it honestly doesn't sound realistic. Denise Lin, a book author who studied Mexican shamanism under the guidance of a master named Dancing Feather, claims that her master could transform into a fox, supposedly merely connecting to his spirit animal and in deep meditation, visualizing his body changing and his senses responding. So, I'd start from there, and if there's no progress, you can move out to another technique that will allow you to transform into your spirit animal. Perhaps the reflection ritual I've mentioned in one of my previous videos will link well with it. Just an idea. Feel free to experiment, but for the love of God, don't try to mutilate yourself for ritual purposes. It never ends up well. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.